Hi, it's me, Vamp, and welcome back or welcome to the podcast. This is going to probably be one of the shortest podcasts ever because I actually am a little bit under the weather, but just don't worry, it's just a normal under the weather thing. It's not like a super under the weather, oh, he's dying type thing. Even though I'll be honest, every single time I'm a little bit under the weather, I would swear up and down to everyone that I am dying. Okay, but yeah. Let's talk about gaming news, real news. Let's talk about Warframe first, okay? Yes, I mentioned real news. We'll get into that later on. For now, let's talk about Warframe. Okay, so Warframe is this year slated to have a super big update. And that update is the new war. I almost said the war within, but no, that has happened. The new war slated for this year. Now, it's supposed to be this year. It honestly, between me and you, it can't really afford to be delayed. Okay? Excuse me. I'm not sure how the community would go about it. I know there are some people like the super loyal, non-stop loyal, will always be there to the end people who are like, oh, take as much time as you need. We can wait as long as it's good. But then you'll have, I would say, a good majority else who are like, oh, this need to be this. I'm already playing other games. This needs to be good before I fully go away. Now, this whole thing, I would say that in my opinion, I've heard more people talking about leaving the game and how it needs to be good than, being defending Warframe non-stop. But that just could be just me. It could just be the people who might leave. Maybe their voice is louder because they're yelling louder. I don't know. But anyway, I feel like from a purely PR point of view, I feel like Warframe needs this update to go off this year. Okay, even if they have to split into two parts. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. Digital Extremes, if you're listening, consider two parts, okay? Like part one of the new war, early, this year, and then part two early next year. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I'm not saying that they would need to split into two parts at all. That's not what I'm saying, nor do I want them to, but I'm saying if they have to, this would be like a halfway, rather than no content at all, half and half. I feel like that would be better than nothing. But again, I'm not saying I want that. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not a representative of Warframe, which is funny I would say that because I am a Warframe creator, but I don't speak for Digital Extremes themselves, if that makes sense. I'm not any deciding factor in how the game gets made per se. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. To me, that's a very important fact out there because, I mean, it's very important, right? Yeah, it's very important. PR is important these days. For video game, PR is important, how it affects and everything. Also, you know what? Guys, feel free to check out my TikTok. I do lots of Warframe related TikTok too. You know, that @ symbol, VAMP 6x6x6x. Yeah, that's it, right then and there. Again, that @ symbol, V as in Victor, AMP 6x6x6x. Yes. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, all the weird plugging out of the way as well, let's talk more about crossplay and cross-save. As we know, that is coming to Warframe soon, TM, as well. Now, they did announce at one of the dev streams that crossplay and cross-save would not be coming this year. Well, it wasn't be coming before the new war, what they said. Exactly. So let's see what that entails. I'll be honest, between you and me, once again, I'm hoping that cross-save and cross-play come to Warframe this year. Like, you know, they did a little forbade, you know, lied to us a little bit. Just a little bit, so they could surprise us with the crossplay and cross-save. Because Warframe needs crossplay and cross-save as soon as possible, okay? Or at least crossplay sooner, cross-save can come later on in the future. We just need one of those right now, because I actually know a few older players from Warframe that I feel like they've said they don't know, but they are at least interested in the idea of coming back if crossplay is implemented. Because they have friends on other platforms now. They don't want to restart the game because they've spent so much time and money on their main accounts and all that stuff. And like I said, they don't want to restart the game on another platform, which I don't blame them. Because I have Warframe on every platform it's currently on right now. So, yeah. And, you know, the PlayStation will always be my favorite, will always be my, quote, pride and joy, as it were. The other platforms, yeah, I get on from time to time, but they won't ever replace PlayStation. I thought about trying to get as far in one of them as PlayStation one day, didn't I? But like, that's way, way too much work. And it is. It's a lot of work. A whole lot of work. There would have to be something extreme. Actually, my viewers could probably convince me to try to get farther on them. But yeah, I digress. Anyway, it needs to happen sooner than later, in my opinion. Not only for people coming back that were once gone, or new people coming, but also because of the fact that it seems like every game and their mother, excuse me, I don't even know if that term was made to be used like that, but whatever. Anyway, it's like every game and their mother is getting either crossplay or cross-save or both. And when other games get both, if every game has, but if every new game that people are interested in have both, then the less incentive for people to come back to games that have none, or even check out games that have none, or neither, rather. Like Destiny 2. Destiny 2 has crossplay now. It picked up quite a few people. Destiny 2 has crossplay with their whole namesake Destiny 2 thing. It's actually pretty awesome. Me and my old group, that was an awesome group. We were clanmates, and I would say we were good friends too. We would play Destiny 1 like crazy. It was this whole big, awesome experience. Every single time there was an expansion, we would always be on day one. We would do all of the raids like 2-3 times a week, because we want everyone in our group to be able to do the raids. So yeah, it was actually very fun. It got to a point where we could carry people through hard mode. Like, we would have 1 or 2 people just on our team, and then, carry them through hard mode. We just talk, joke around. They'd be freaking out like, guys, are you gonna pay attention? What's happening? But we had it. We had it perfectly fine. We knew what to do. It got to a point we didn't even have to tell each other what to do. We just knew. And, those were some of the funnest gaming times that I've had. I still to this day talk about how awesome of a gaming experience it was, because that's what it was, an awesome experience, playing with your friends, hanging out with other people, all that kind of stuff. It's just fun. It really is. We also had this little joke. It would be, we would always say, "We got this," and that was just like the final words to nail in our coffin type thing. It's like we would all just die after that, after "we got this, we got this." So yeah. As you can tell, I'm getting pretty happy about it. I'm getting a little bit off topic, but I'm back on topic. That's why, crossplay, cross-save, all that jazz, that's why that is actually, in my opinion, a necessity. Yeah, sure. You could argue that back in the day of Destiny 1, there was no crossplay or cross-save. Destiny 1 was on Xbox and PlayStation, that's all. No exception. No PC, no Nintendo Switch. There was no Nintendo Switch back in the day. But yeah, so the platforms were limited back in the day. So that made it a little bit simpler, I guess. Plus, cross-play was just kind of unheard of back in the day. So I think the only exception is, I think Fortnite was first coming out, and Fortnite was so big that all the companies agreed it would be in their best interest to do crossplay, so that's what happened there. But yeah, actually, let's move on to, I did mention vaguely some vague IRL stuff. Which, okay, so I guess the biggest IRL thing is I've been, well, it's not really IRL per se, but I've been actually, I got into Squid Game a little bit. It's interesting because I feel like all of the type of Squid Game type things tend to come out, and everyone loves them. And then when they make the sequel, they mess it up big time, and then everyone just moves on. And I believe it was the same with the Hunger Games thing as well. But I've never seen Hunger Games, so I don't know how similar Hunger Games is to Squid Game, if I'm being perfectly honest. And then let's pivot again and go to Overwatch. Yes, Overwatch. I actually don't really play Overwatch like that much. these days I got on to make a video. I was going to play a game, but I ended up not playing a game. But yeah, Overwatch is apparently Overwatch 2 is just going to be basically Overwatch. I don't really know how that's going to work. Overwatch 2 has had so many people just leave its production thing, so I'm curious. I don't know if any of the original team is still even part of Overwatch 2. Don't quote me on that or anything. I don't know. I honestly do not know. Neither way, I wish them the best of luck. Now, since we're rapid firing video games, let's talk about Diablo. Apparently Diablo 2 Remastered just came out not too long ago. Or is it called Resurrection or something like that? I actually never played Diablo 2. I played Diablo 1 till the end. You know, it was weird because it was probably one of the first games I played with like a cliffhanger like that, you know, because you beat the boss in Diablo 1 and then it's like the boss, the big boss dude is gone, come find him in the next chapter or something like that. It surprised me so much. Like I said, it was the first game I played that ended on a cliffhanger, and it's like, how can a video game end on a cliffhanger? But I guess that's one of the things also that made Diablo so revolutionary. To this day, even when people mention dungeon crawlers, it's Diablo or Diablo-like games or whatever. But I'm not sure if any other game can do that kind of whole, you know, Sopranos type cut you off in the end thing, mid-sentence ending the game type thing. I don't know if any other game would be forgiven for something like that. I mean, yeah, sure, that cliffhanger in video game, but this was like a cliffhanger with the actual boss fight. All we got is like the you know, 30 pieces of silver, dude. Judas, right? I don't know if that was his actual name, but that's reference. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm rambling on way more than I thought I would. But you know what? It's my podcast. I'm going to ramble on a bit more. Okay. So, anyway, I've been trying to get into TikTok more. Or rather, YouTube Shorts, both, I guess. Okay, TikTok is actually, you know, more so able to whatever because, you know, they're a little more lenient with the copyright per se, or rather, YouTube has a whole different model when it comes to copyright. And they aren't really, YouTube isn't really good at clarifying to the creators. Rather, you know, you can do a lot of things with copyright content on the YouTube Shorts. Most people presume you can't, including me. So, I'll be honest, I'd really like some clarification on that from YouTube. YouTube Shorts could be brilliant if we could like add music to the shorts or stuff like that. Now, yeah, that I've been doing that. I actually did mention earlier in the podcast, I'm remembering now, my whole tag and stuff. So, yeah, that's definitely that. And do I have anything new to say? Any new TV shows? Well, and then the new animes I've been checking out. And, oh yeah, my merch store. Store.vampplays.com. That's store.vampplays.com. Huh. Okay. Well, I get that's on my official talking about merch, you know, being the top sellout. Sellout of the year, employee of the month. Yeah? Okay. Well, honestly, I really don't have much to say, but I am still a bit under the weather, so I probably should rest a bit. So I'm actually going to end this episode here and whatnot. But before I go, I do want to mention that all the stuff I talked about cross save, cross play, about how, PR and stuff, it is entirely true from a content creator point of view, from a person point of view that covered the news and everything. PR can make or break a game, even from public opinion, public buying the game and stuff. PR can absolutely make or break a game. So I'm hoping that Warframe rises up to the occasion, because as I mentioned before, it's my main squeeze, or mostly these days. But yeah, it's the game I always go back to. So yeah, it's my main squeeze, Warframe. So yeah, with that said, now I will truly leave you guys be and catch you guys in the future. And thanks for listening to my podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Later.